Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille and today is 26th of March 2020. Welcome to live number 90. Today we're going to talk about another way to look at our uniqueness, but I want to go much deeper today. I want to talk about the darkness and what you're supposed to learn from it, what you're supposed to do with this. And as I always say, this whole thing is going to take me more or less 10 minutes to go through. So if you don't have 10 minutes, just don't even bother starting, watching this whole thing. Maybe you can just stop right now. Because, you've got to understand there are two ways you can learn in life. One, you can push yourself towards doing this. Or second, life going to teach you by itself, and then you're probably going to learn the hard way. So, the choice is yours. Listen, some of us for some of us it was important to listen to what I said yesterday. And if you want to see that your quirkiness and you being different than others, it is important. Just go and watch yesterday's video. I hope it's gonna help you to see yourself in a different light and use it to help others. But today I want to talk about and go much deeper, and you can listen, or you can hear the Napoleon Hill talking about it, because he's talking about learning from adversity. But if you went through darkness, something that was really tough, and that it wasn't just a blip, it wasn't something easy, then you understand why I love the concept that he was talking about, but I don't like the phrasing, because what I went through, it wasn't an adversity. That was hell. And don't get me wrong, there's few different ways you can approach it, meaning that something that is hell for me is not going to be hell for you, and the other way around, maybe something that's hell for me is something completely not livable conditions for you. But this way or the other, if you went through something that was really, really tough, you know that you went through it. And Dan Pena, one of the most impressive business coaches that I heard ever in my life, he says that to become a real man, you have to go or through really complete business failure, or really tough breakup or heartbreak. And unfortunately, I had one of these, and you probably had different kind of things, maybe the same, but if you went through hell like I did, you know how much it changes how you think. And this is what I want to look at today. And there will be two ways I want to look at it. Because first of all, what you need to understand is that darkness is something that if you went through that, if you were able to withstand whatever happened to you, it just shows you straight to your face how strong you are. And that was probably every coach will tell you that. It's or every self-help teacher, whatever. But you need to understand that it's something that tells you that you were able to go through this, and that you will be able to go through so many other things. And I want you to be able to look at this, and I want you to kind of do something crazy, because not many of us remember that throughout time, meaning that you kind of lose this whole experience. I want you to kind of figuratively put your finger and put it into the wound, and and put some pressure there, because I want you to kind of mentally remind yourself how tough it was, and how deep the darkness was, so you will be able to appreciate where you are today. And you've got to understand, because you don't know other people, you don't know how many of them never even heard that you went through this kind of things, and now they think that they're tough. But if they hear what you went through, they would completely change their mind, and they will start to listen. And I want you to be able to look at it this way, that it gave you the experience that not many people maybe around you experienced. And that puts you in a position to be probably one of the bravest people around, at least in this area. And I want you to use it to your advantage and advantage of others. As I told you yesterday, how can I use it to make my life better and life of those who are around me? But one thing that I want you to understand is that when you experience darkness, it's not all you've learned. Do you remember the story about the tree of good and evil that was in Eden? That's the tree when Adam and Eve ate fruit from, and this whole thing just basically started. I want you to look at this from a, again, phrasing point of view. The tree was called not a good or evil, it's good and evil. Because whenever you learn about darkness, you see that it's like a mirror side of it, that there's at least the same amount of light, however you want to call it, that exists, that will have to balance this whole thing. Because the farther the darkness goes and the farther human can go against other human, there has to be the light of that you can use to help others, and that's how this whole strength and this whole thing plays a role in this. Because if there is no light side, we're all doomed. Because the history showed us that it can be really nasty, and the farther the history went, the more crazy it began. The more crazy it morphed to. So that's why, whatever you experience, I want you to use it to prep up yourself, to say, listen, I went through that, I'll be able to handle whatever is in front of me. So that's why I want you to pump yourself up and feel that you've got more than maybe you give yourself permission to think that you have or know or able to. But there's a second thing. What if the lesson is not over yet? Because if the sources that I have, the people that I listen to, if they're right, what is happening right now today, and it is again 26th of March, we'll see how that go, further. But they say that it's not even beginning yet. That what's coming, it's much worse than we can all imagine. And I don't want to spread fear, because that's not what I'm saying. That's not why I'm doing all of this. But I want you to be aware that maybe whatever happened, whatever lesson you went through, didn't finish the moment you were able to went through all of this and survive. Maybe there was something that to prepare you for something that's coming and not here yet. Because let's say it straight. If we won't rise up, we as guys, if this thing really gonna go south, that there's no hope for our families, for our kids, for our wives, for our elderly. Because the main focus we're gonna go towards us. People are gonna look at us and say, what are we gonna do? And that's why I want to look and put your finger into the wound. Because I want you to remember and never forget what the darkness you went through, and use it to advantage whatever is going on right now in your family, with your arguments with your wife and so on. Just be the guy who's gonna make it stop. Who's gonna be loving and caring leader who's gonna take your family and put it in a completely different position just because you decide to make this whole thing work. But then whatever happens, if the lesson's not over yet, and if there is a much darker future, then I want you to be able to raise up and stand and straighten up. Because if we're not going to do it, no one will. So this is what I want you to learn from this. This is what I want you to take from this video. The darkness that you went through is just a gateway. It's a gateway to show you that the deeper you went in the darkness, and the deeper was the pain, the farther you'll be able to use this to help others and be the strong one in whatever is going on right now, or it's going to happen in the future. So I want you to learn, and I want you to use this to be the solid rock for those around you. But it all starts in your head, to allow yourself to see that whatever happened is just a lesson to make you much bigger than you ever thought you would be. So think about it and do something about it, because we need to rise up, brother. If you like this video, like it and comment. If you don't like it, comment as well. And if you have anything that I could be able to record video about or help you with, I'll be glad to do it. That being said, be brave, brother, and see you tomorrow.